there and welcome to day 9 of the challenge. Now this will be a fairly short video, but I want to extend a point that I've made before, which was that writing for a blog is very different than what you were taught in English class when you were in grade school. The rules of writing an essay and things like that are very, very different than what we do in blogging, and we've talked about things like the pattern interrupt and the different rules of writing a blog post so that you can maintain somebody's attention. Now, one of the other things that's very different about blogging is the use of the paragraph. Now, the paragraph in English class we were taught is basically a way to group sentences together that surround a central point. It starts off with a sentence which states the main idea of the paragraph, and you have the supporting sentences, and then the little concluding sentence, and that makes up a paragraph. And the thing is, when you follow that format, the paragraph could end up being pretty long. In blogging, that's a bad idea. In blogging, the purpose of a paragraph is actually very different. It's not just about grouping sentences together that are about a main idea. It's more of a form of flow control. Now, think about this in terms of what we talked about yesterday with regard to the pattern interrupt. When you have a repeating pattern, somebody's likely to go to sleep. And what's going to happen is when they start to go to sleep, reading your blog, they're going to just leave. That's what's going to happen. They're just going to literally take off and go somewhere else, and therefore you do not have a reader. So what you need to do is break up the flow, this repeating flow of the blog post using paragraphs. When you jump to a next paragraph, it breaks up the flow of a blog post. So how can you do this? Instead of having long paragraphs, especially the justified ones, I hate justified text that you have to read and it's work for the eye to follow along. You want to have shorter paragraphs when you're blogging, and it's actually not outside the realm of possibility to have one sentence paragraphs. I've even had one word paragraphs where you can use the paragraph as a form of emphasis. Let's say you state a point, and that might be a little counterintuitive, and then the next paragraph you could just be the word really. Like you're confirming that what you just said is true. A one-word paragraph. In English class, the person would put big old red crap all over your paper and saying that you're breaking all the rules. Well, screw the rules. We're talking about blogging here, and it's completely different. So a one-word paragraph, a one-sentence paragraph, there is nothing wrong with it because a paragraph is a form of flow control. It's not just a matter of grouping sentences together. So think about that. Think about how you can control the flow of reading. It comes back to that scannability thing that we've talked about a couple of videos ago in the rules of a blog post. You want to make sure that it's easy to scan, that it doesn't require work on the part of the reader to read your blog post. It needs to be easy. It needs to just flow. But you need to have the things that then rile them up again, and that could be things like the subheadlines, the bullet points, and yes, paragraphs. So that's the powerful paragraph. Learn how to use it as a blogger, and you will have more engaged readers. I will see you tomorrow.